As part of the new SELCO Region Cataloging Standards, we have created a Brief Bib procedure. A Brief Bib is a placeholder record for either patron requests for new material or for on-order records if you're using the Acquisitions module. All unreleased items and all items that a member library does not have physically in hand will be placed on a Brief Bib. In this video, you will learn how easy it is to create a Brief Bib for new material that does not currently have a permanent bib record so that your patrons can put a request for that material when it arrives. To create a Brief Bib, open the Cataloging folder in the Horizon navigation pane. Next, open the Bibliographic Record folder. Double-click the Create New Bib. Once the Workform window is up, select the BB Workform to bring up the form for creating a Brief Bib. Click the OK button at the bottom of the Workform window to add a new Brief Bib. If you do not see the Brief Bib Workform as an option, please contact the SELCO Help Desk to get set up with the proper permissions. All Brief Bibs are to be created utilizing this SELCO Workform. Having a standard workflow will increase the ease of discoverability by decreasing the duplication of Brief Bibs and avoiding nearly complete records that create confusion. This workform is a scaled-down version of the bib record. That's why it came to be called the Brief Bib. Currently, the only fields that can be modified are the 020 field for the UPC or ISBN, if known. One very important note for this field: if you do not have a UPC or ISBN, do not create a Brief Bib for this item until you have one. SELCO needs this field in order to replace this temporary Brief Bib with the actual full bib when it is created. The 020 or 024 field in the permanent bib will be matched to this field in the Brief Bib in order to delete the Brief Bib when the time comes. The 245 field is for the title. Make sure you leave the on order in the title so that the patrons realize this material is not in the library yet. The 264 field is for the date that the material will be on the library shelf. And the 339 field is for the format of the material: DVD, Blu-ray, large print. If this item is a standard book, hardcover or paperback, then this field can be left blank. Now let's create a Brief Bib for a DVD. In the 020 field, we will enter the UPC of the DVD. Make sure that you are getting this incorrect because later it will be matched to the permanent bib. Next, we enter the title, Vesper, in the 245 field. Remember to leave the on order after the title. This way the patrons know it is not currently at the library. Next, we enter the estimated date the item will be available for the patron in the 264 field. In this example, the release date is January 10th, 2023. Enter the date. This field is not used by patrons or shown in the catalog. It is basically just a note for library staff as to when the item will be available. Finally, we enter the format in the 339 field. To do this, we place the cursor anywhere in the field and press F12. This will display a list of all the available codes for this field and then select DVD. Once you have entered the necessary information in the Brief Bib fields, you must save that record. To save the record, left-click File in the top main menu and select Save. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut of Control-S. Once the Brief Bib has been saved, the bib status will be set to IP for in progress. Once saved, close the Brief Bib workform by clicking the X in the upper right-hand corner. Let's add a Brief Bib for a standard book. Double-click the Create New Bib in the Bibliographic record folder again. Select the BB work form to bring up the form for creating a brief bib. Click the OK button. Now let's create the brief bib for the standard book. In the 020 field, we want to enter the ISBN 13 of the book. Next, we enter the 245 field with the title of the book, Chain of Thorns, The Last Hour Series, Book 3, remembering to leave the on order form after the title so that the patrons know this book is not yet in the library. Next, the estimated date the item will be available for the patron in the 264 field. Since the release date is January 31, 2023, we will enter the date in numeric form. And finally, we enter the format in the 339 field. Since this is a standard book, we can leave this field blank. After double checking all of our fields, we go ahead and save the record by going up to the File and then Save, or you can press Control S. Once the record has completed saving, go ahead and close the Brief Bib work form. Adding an item to a brief bib can be done as part of the PO process if you are using the Acquisitions module, or manually if you are not. Local request LR I-types cannot be attached to brief bibs. If you want the item to be a local request only, when the item arrives, you can change the I-type to an LR I-type. Doing this will not restart the clock for when the item rolls over to a non-LRI type. If you want to restart the rollover clock, you can mark the original item as withdrawn with a W and create a new item with an LR type.